Okay, I'll go ahead and give this a try. Hopefully it records. There was a couple things that happened in this game, and before I go into analyzing it, the three things that were the biggest takeaways of this game for me were that Black didn't seem to have any plan other than rolling his pawns on his queen side. So he rolled his pawns down on this side. After that, he didn't really know what to do. He just kind of curled up into a ball, try to defend himself, which is never a good strategy in chess. That's not an idea in chess, and I don't. I hope that you guys don't play like that, and I don't teach you to play like that. I teach you to try to coordinate your pieces and attack the other guy's king. And that's why I was happy to see that White tried to do that. So White tried to attack his opponent's king. That's the second thing that I saw, and I was really happy about that. Fourth thing was that a lot of mistakes were made, just big blunders on both sides, so I'm not going to dwell on them too much. Last thing was that White left his back rank way too vulnerable, and he could have been checkmated a number of times, and White actually missed a wide open checkmate at one point that would have finished the game with his interesting rook lift. He did a rook lift, and I taught you guys to use the rook lift, and I was really happy to see that. So let's look. This is the Sicilian up until now, and now it's not the Sicilian anymore because he played a6, which isn't part of the Sicilian and isn't a good move. I'm not going to go into why it's not a good move, it just isn't. So this is his idea. He's just going to roll his pawns down on this side, and he's going to see what's White going to do. Better just to bring the bishop to e2, because it's going to go there anyway after that. Nothing wrong with any of these moves, really. Black's, even though the computer says the game is equal, Black's queen side looks really funny. Black's queen side here just looks completely vulnerable and empty. The pieces aren't out, and it looks like, open for attack, but the reason computer says it's even is because he can get his pieces out. He has spaces to move them out. So anyway, he gets his knight out, the bishop comes out, castle, develops. Yeah, that's fine. That's a decent move. Could have taken back with the pawn. Knight is fine. If you can leave a piece hanging around your opponent, then do it. So the knight wasn't being attacked, so you could have just left him there. That's okay. But it's okay to take back that way anyway. It wasn't a big loss. And this is the first big blunder. So Black loses his rook, centralizing the rook. Okay, just look at this position for a second. It looks pretty balanced. I mean, even though Black's rook is gone, position looks moderately balanced. But again, Black is down a rook, and that's still down a rook. The knight comes back to the spot it was in before. Bishop retreats for no reason. Now White actually, so this is what I was happy to see, that at this point White says, look, I'm actually going to try and play chess at this point. I'm not just going to move my pieces around like we're dancing around on a dance floor, just moving around for no reason. So he brings the bishop over with the idea of attacking this square on f7. Just for future reference, that's not where you attack f7. Attack f7 with the bishop on this other diagonal over here. Okay? Takes. Now, Black just turtles up now. So White is just intent on attacking here. Black is intent on defending. Only problem for White is Black just has too many pieces there. Black has too many pieces to attack. So white needs to bring more in. Shuffles back. And the rook lift. I'm happy to see someone using a rook lift. Don't often see that people are actually listening to me, but someone did because someone used a rook lift. And they use it correctly later on, or they almost do. And it brings the rook to g3 just like I taught you guys. Now, that looks like a really aggressive move, and it is. Black's king is pinned. But now what white needs to do is figure out how to get some other pieces over onto that side, because the rook and the queen and us aren't going to do it. Okay, this is fine. White's winning. Good idea. Look, you did just what I said. I said, please bring a piece over to this side to continue the attack, and you did. He's defending, though. He's defending pretty well. White this doesn't have enough material over there. Another option for white here would have been to take advantage of the fact that he's got a pawn side majority, meaning there are 3 pawns here, 2 pawns here. So if the pawns start rolling up, it's 3 versus 2. 1 pawn's going to get through and become a promoted pawn. Pawn side majority. Bringing another rook in, so white is attacking now. He's not just sitting around. That move wasn't the best, but it would have been hard to see what the best move there was. Let's see if we can actually see. The best move was actually 2 moves ahead. Would have been this. Check this move out. He's got to protect his queen. So when he takes that knight, look, the bishop will be hanging. Look. But I can see how you'd miss that. That's a hard move to find. Okay. This was a mistake. You hung the pawn here. So actually black's winning now. Now why is black winning? Black is winning because the back rank here is really, really weak. There's all kinds of ways to attack the back rank. And that's why white needs to bring his queen back or something to defend the back rank and try and regroup. Because this attack has petered out and the back rank is getting ready for checkmate. Big mistake there. Big mistake. Why? Because after this and this, all of a sudden white's pieces are just getting driven back and he's going to end up down material. Down a whole piece. That's why that was a bad move. Black didn't find it though. So it was a mistake to take the queen there, it was a mistake to take h6 there. I understand the idea. The idea was that there's a pin, so he can't take the queen. But the problem is that white's back rank is so weak that it can be taken advantage of here, totally exploited. So watch. It can't be taken back. This piece can't be taken back. If try to take the bishop back, that's checkmate. There's no way to defend it. Now this is what I mean by a weak back rank. Black could not see that though. And then what happened in the rest of the game was that both sides shuffled back and forth. And to be honest, the rest of this game, although there was one big miss, and that was a checkmate opportunity for white here. So this move right here, that's forced checkmate in 2 moves. So after takes, this is well, he can make a check here, but after that, forced checkmate on h8. So white could have finished the game, and it would have been actually really nice because he'd been building that attack the whole time. So you missed that. So focus and keep your attention on what your idea was to begin with, because your idea was to attack this side, and you did it, and you did it really well. But the only problem was you left your back rank open, and then when you did have the chance to finally bring the rook over and make the checkmate on the H file, it didn't happen. So from that point on, really nothing of that great of significance goes on to talk about. Both sides danced around. The only other good thing to say, though, was that white did a really good job of being aware of the time. It's really important to manage your time when you're playing tournament chess or you're playing chess and you're pressured to make a move because you can't sit there all day. So winning on time is still a win. Black would actually win the game here if it was played out, but he won on time. And winning on time is just the same.